Imagine a machine that knows all your secrets without ever reading a single word you write. You lock your messages behind military-grade encryption. You use secure apps. You feel completely hidden. But what if I told you the content of your message no longer matters? The artificial intelligence hunting you does not care what you say. It only cares about your inevitable human flaws. Right now, top cybersecurity experts and intelligence officers are abandoning the digital world. They are trading highly advanced encryption for fake hollow rocks and scraps of paper hidden in dark alleys. Over the next few minutes, you are going to discover a terrifying truth. You will learn why the most advanced AI on Earth is forcing spies to communicate exactly like they did 50 years ago. We live in an illusion of perfect digital secrecy. We trust complex passwords, biometrics, and end-to-end encryption to keep our private lives private. But this trust is a dangerous trap. The digital world is fundamentally compromised. Your encrypted digital vault might be mathematically unbreakable, but the ground you are standing on is made of glass. The threat is no longer about brute-forcing passwords. Today, artificial intelligence operates on a completely different psychological level. It watches your habits. It maps the rhythm of your keystrokes and the exact time you wake up. The machine builds a behavioral cage around you, stripping away your anonymity in seconds. In November 2025, a major artificial intelligence company named Anthropic made a chilling disclosure. They disrupted what they called the very first AI-orchestrated cyber espionage campaign. A state-linked hacker group used an AI model to autonomously run large parts of an intrusion. The digital hunter is no longer a human working a standard shift. It is an untiring machine. This changes every rule of the game. When your adversary can process millions of data points a second, hiding the data is not enough. You must hide the fact that data was ever sent. If you want to understand how to stay ahead of the machines tracking your every move, join us in the shadows and subscribe to this channel right now. Because the solution is drastically simple, you do the one thing the machine cannot see. In 2026, a CIA-backed journal called Studies in Intelligence published a groundbreaking paper by Thomas Mulligan, a former CIA officer. His conclusion shocked the intelligence community. Mulligan argued that digital trust is dead. The only way forward is a massive step backward. Mulligan pointed out a terrifying reality. AI-generated deepfakes, synthetic voice models, and automated text have poisoned the well. You can no longer trust a phone call from a known contact. You cannot verify that a video is real. The digital space is saturated with perfect artificial lies. Absolute certainty now requires abandoning the screen. Because of this AI threat, intelligence agencies are actively reviving Cold War-era tradecraft. We are seeing the return of dead drops, brush passes, and face-to-face meetings in the shadows. Spies are leaving the cyber realm. They are going back to physical objects, handing over notes in dark parks where the digital eye cannot follow. The reality of modern spycraft looks incredibly mundane, and that is exactly the point. Some officers rely on hollowed-out coins. Others conceal fake rocks along quiet hiking trails. Many repurpose magnetic containers stuck under park benches or empty deodorant tubes. These are ordinary objects turned into analog servers. But this mundane reality hides a much darker historical parallel. To truly understand this shift, we must look back at a striking piece of history. Let us travel to 1987. The Cold War is raging. In a busy Berlin subway station, a young courier disguised as a heavy metal rock fan walks through the crowd. He blends in perfectly. He casually drops something on the dirty ground. It was a standard Queen cassette tape. But it did not contain any music. It was a highly classified physical dead drop. A piece of critical intelligence disguised as pop culture trash. The courier walked away, and another agent picked it up hours later. They never spoke. It was the ultimate physical secret, completely invisible to the enemy. Back in 1987, agents used physical dead drops to hide from the Stasi and human surveillance teams. Today, they use the exact same methods to hide from algorithms, facial recognition, and AI drones. The tools of the enemy have evolved into something almost godlike, but the principle of survival remains identical. The reason we are returning to 1987 comes down to one concept: the correlation attack. AI models are now devastatingly good at linking scattered digital fragments. They take your phone's location data, the timing of your messages, and your specific writing style. The machine connects billions of invisible dots to create a perfect mirror image of your identity. This is the paradox. The math behind your secure messages is still totally solid. It is your anonymity that collapses. The AI already knows who you are, where you are, and who you are talking to before you even hit send. The secret remains unread, but the sender is entirely unmasked. And it was this exact realization that forced a notorious group of hackers to do the unthinkable. Enter the infamous Turla hacking group. Between 2015 and 2020, they ran a highly advanced espionage campaign against a European Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They used a backdoor tool discovered by researchers and named Crutch. But the Turla group realized that complex, encrypted dark web channels were a massive red flag for AI monitoring systems. So, they tried to hide in the noise. They used ordinary, everyday Dropbox accounts as digital dead drops. Looking like normal, boring cloud traffic was infinitely safer than looking like a heavily encrypted spy transmission. They blended their stolen secrets into the mundane, everyday flow of the internet, proving that the most dangerous actors just want to hide in plain sight. But even this sophisticated digital blending had a fatal flaw. A Dropbox account still requires a connection. It generates an IP address and a brief access log. In a world dominated by artificial intelligence, even a microscopic log is a death sentence. The AI feeds on those connection requests. The only true escape is creating a complete void. To escape the machine, you must step off its grid completely. You return to the dirt, the streets, and the shadows. By moving the secret from a cloud server to a hollowed-out piece of concrete, you instantly eliminate the IP address. You destroy the digital trail. You create a physical void that artificial intelligence cannot track. But do not think for a second that the physical world is safe. Have you ever stopped to think how many camera lenses crossed your path today? We live in smart cities. Artificial intelligence has spilled out of the servers and into the security cameras above your head. If an officer walks to a park to leave a drop, the AI is still watching. It watches how you walk. It measures the length of your stride. It notes the exact timestamp you passed a coffee shop and cross-references it with the moment someone else arrived. Even if you wear a mask, the AI runs a movement pattern prediction. But spies have found a way to break this digital prophecy. And the method is almost maddening. This brings us to a mind-bending reality in modern field literature. To beat the algorithm, spies now design extreme surveillance detection routes. These are long, deliberately erratic walking paths. They take hours. They loop back on themselves. They involve entering a building through the front door and leaving through a service exit. They are not doing this to lose a human tail. They are doing it to break the math. Walking randomly, stopping for no reason, and breaking natural human rhythms confuses the timestamp analysis. You feed the machine garbage data. You force the algorithm to classify your movement as random noise. You blind the eye. Once the algorithm is blind, the real climax of espionage happens. Imagine two strangers walking down a crowded sidewalk. A camera is perched just 20 feet above them. Their shoulders briefly touch. Cold sweat drips down their necks, their pulses race, but their faces remain blank. In a fraction of a second, a folded piece of paper moves from pocket to pocket. Perfect human friction. This is the true weakness of our digital era. The most sophisticated, billion-dollar artificial intelligence networks starve without data. They require a constant stream of inputs to make their correlations. When two humans communicate using only paper and sleight of hand, they starve the machine. The AI is infinitely smart, but it cannot read a note buried in a coat pocket. Think about the supreme irony here. We spent the last 40 years building the most complex communication networks in human history. We invented quantum-resistant encryption. And what did it get us? It built a surveillance apparatus so perfect that the only way to communicate safely is to pretend the last 4 decades never happened. Researchers are already speculating about the near future. They predict the rise of the fully air-gapped human. This is an operative who navigates with zero digital footprint. No smartphone. No modern vehicle with a GPS computer. They navigate using paper maps. They pay only in cash. They become an absolute ghost in the machine. If AI models keep improving at their current terrifying rate, this will be the only option left. Algorithms will soon connect every scattered fragment of your life into a single, unbreakable profile. Your voice, your typing speed, your heart rate. For the spies of tomorrow, technology is no longer a tool. It is the enemy, and sophisticated criminal syndicates are already mimicking this behavior. They know their encrypted chat apps are being monitored by autonomous algorithms, so they are moving their most critical operations back to the streets. They hide physical ledger keys in public dead drops, going dark by going completely physical. When the digital world becomes a glass house, the only place left to hide is in the noise of reality. A crumpled coffee cup left on a bench. A magnet stuck behind a street sign. A small chalk mark on a brick wall. These are the new servers. This is the new dark web. It emits no signal. Let us go back to our central question. If an AI can unmask you without reading a single word, is any digital communication truly safe? The answer is a terrifying no. Secrecy has indeed gone back to hiding in plain sight. We focused so much on locking the doors to our data that we forgot the AI was watching the house. The psychological weight of this surveillance is crushing. It is no longer about whether your password is strong enough. It is the paranoia of knowing that the simple act of turning on your phone is a beacon. Your behavior is the commodity. Every digital action is a breadcrumb leading the hunter right to your door. The illusion of digital privacy is finally shattering, and the smartest minds in cybersecurity know the screen is a trap. You cannot outcode an autonomous machine that learns 1,000,000 times faster than you do. You cannot hide your behavior from an eye that never blinks. The only way to win the game is to refuse to play it. The ultimate encryption of the future is not made of math. It is made of matter. It is a hollow rock. It is a piece of paper. It is a secret held tightly in a closed hand, far away from any lens. The digital age built the perfect cage, and the only escape is stepping back into the dirt. Next time you send a private message, ask yourself who is really watching the pattern of your life. The algorithm already knows you better than you know yourself. If you want to uncover more dark truths about the technology controlling our world, hit the subscribe button right now. Leave a comment below if you think you could survive completely off the grid. The machine is listening. See you in the next dark chat.